Howdy folks, and welcome to this episode of The Weekend Angler. It's going to be a rather short video. I'd just like to go over a piece of fishing equipment I bought earlier this year. This reel is a Okuma Tundra TU-80 reel. I purchased this as a rod and reel combo at a hunting and fishing show earlier this year, and I like the look of it, and I was rather impressed by this reel until I actually got to using it. And I'd like to go over today kind of the downfall of what would otherwise be a good reel. At first glance, this appears to be a fairly well-built reel. It's the 8,000 size, 80 size is what Okuma calls it, but it's got a 4.5 to 1 gear ratio. Holds a whole lot of braid. I'd intended on using this for catfishing off the bank. It's got a big, large power handle. And the one time that I have taken this out catfishing, I was utterly disappointed in this reel. This thing will cast a mile. It's got a lot of power when you reeled it in, but the downfall of this reel is the anti-reverse more or less works when it wants to. And I've taken the reel apart, I've cleaned it, lubricated everything. It doesn't seem to fix it. Most of the time, your anti-reverse works fine, but it will pick and choose a moment, and it's usually the most inopportune moment, like when you're tight lining, for that anti-reverse to stop. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the camera for a minute, get this zoomed in. I'm going to show you what the problem that I found with this reel is, and we'll go from there. So give me just a moment. Here's a close-up of the reel. You see, it's fairly well built. It's fairly solid reel, and I think I paid about $35 for the rod and reel combo. So I'm not overly disappointed that the reel doesn't work. The rod that it came with is a 10-foot surf fishing rod. It seems to hold up. I'm going to be putting a different reel on that real soon. But I'm going to go ahead and get this reel pulled apart, and I'll show you what I believe is the main culprit as to why this anti-reverse isn't working. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm going to try to get it up there. Underneath this cam right here is a little bitty piano wire spring. And I don't know if you can see that. Now I believe you can. But what happens is when you're reeling this reel, that cam will move forward. That's your anti-reverse pawl. And when the reel goes to back up, that pawl engages that anti-reverse gear. Now what happens sometimes is as you're spinning that spring just doesn't put enough tension on that pawl, and that pawl will stay in this position and the reel will go backwards. It's going to make a liar out of me on this video, but just trust me, I've seen it happen. Now, a little bit heavier spring, probably another 2 cents worth of metal on Okuma's part, and the anti-reverse would have worked great on this. But unfortunately, it seems like they tried to skimp on it. I tried to get another turn, maybe put a little bit more tension on this spring. There's not enough room in the spring to do it. So, unless I can find a fix, this reel is going to get put aside and used basically for parts. So let me get the camera moved and we'll close this video out. Okay. Like I said, I was going to try to keep this video short. I probably ran it a little bit longer than it needed to. But you can see that little piano wire spring is more or less the Achilles heel of what would otherwise be a good reel. Now, if any of y'all have a solution, if you've run into this on this reel or a similar one and have gotten it fixed, please make a comment, let me know. I'd like to get this thing working. I have emailed Okuma at least 3 times. I've yet to receive a response. So Okuma reps, if you happen to see this video, send me an email back, get a hold of me, and we can get something figured out. You've got a good product here, and it wouldn't take much to make this a good reel. This thing, it'll cast a country mile, I ain't kidding you. But what I believe is going to happen, it's going to get replaced with a pin Fierce 2 8000 series spinning reel. I'm going to get one of those ordered here in the next couple days, and as soon as it comes in, I'll make a video with that. We'll try to do a comparison, see how the two reels compare. So that's it for today. Today is Christmas. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Spend some time with the family. You know, remember what the season's all about. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you much.